I do not mention the war in my birthplace, but somehow my son's body knows. My face in his hands before bed, he asks, if I cut you in half, will you be even? I am silent, expecting mothers in Mariupol are cut by invisible hands, children cut off from water. Because you have 2 eyes, plus 2 ears, plus 2 cheeks, plus so much hair, he says, plus your mouth can have 2 halves, so you would be even, right? He wants simple math, breath that outlasts violence. You divided by 2 equals 2 even yous. He isn't asking anymore. He's making me monument. You would still be if I cut you in half. Small hands demand a splitting. If you cut me in half, I tell him, I'd be dead. So this poem was written, this next one, exactly a year ago. I live currently in Arkansas, even though I grew up in the DC metro area in Rockville, Maryland, where my family emigrated. And as a Jewish immigrant from Ukraine, I am a Russian speaker. That is my mother tongue. I do not speak Ukrainian, even though I can understand parts of it. And this poem also is in conversation with a show that some of you may have watched before. And if you haven't, it's available on Netflix in English. It's called Masha и Медведь, or Masha and the Bear. Highly recommended. Watching Masha и Медведь as Russia invades Ukraine. Mishka, no Mishka, blares in Russian through one ear as CNN coverage of the first day missiles falling on my birthplace echoes through a blue earbud in the other. My children are on the couch drinking their morning milk and stuffing their mouths full of warm croissants, watching a blonde Slavic girl wrap a giant bear around her finger. Mishka, she tenderly calls, little bear, and he reluctantly does whatever is asked, prepares elaborate meals of kashas with dried fruits and homemade cherry, gooseberry, currant preserves, and stroganoffs and stews and smoked fish with 5 kinds of potatoes. And if she but whispers in her small, high-pitched voice, Mishka, he will carry her in a menagerie of animals in his big bare arms across a swamp and field of wildflowers to safety. More missiles fall on Kiev. The airport in the city I was born is bombed. I don't remember it, my Dnipro, the home where I collected chestnuts by the Dnieper River, or ate small spheres of ice cream from a shop called Pilgrim, or held my mother's hand when the streets flooded and she lifted me up to walk the rim of rusted fountains. Incoming call from Dom, meaning home, interrupts the news. Mama tells me she finally reached her childhood friend. They spoke as shells fell, and maybe Marina could see fires through her window. My mother never thought this would happen. None of us did. The subway stations turned bomb shelters the way they were in the war her parents lived through and grandparents died fighting. Not while there are those still alive who remember, she said. How could he do this while they are still alive? She repeats it to her mother over tea and tears and disbelief. They thought they'd never have to endure it again. Ice falls in Arkansas, and my children demand another snack and episode of Masha in their mother's tongue, my mother tongue, this mouthful of history we chew and chew until it chokes us.